Hi dear viewers, today's topic is about a question every business owner should ask him or herself, that is, whether an employee must be hired back if he is willing to rejoin after a period of time. In my experience, I believe that the decision must be dependent on the value system and philosophy of building one's own business. Before entering into this topic, I think it is essential for a better understanding to briefly define four important terms. That is, the first one, culture of a company; the second one, employee competency; third one, value system of a business; and fourth, the philosophy of a business. The culture of a company can be defined as a set of values, goals, attitudes, and practices that characterize the company. It's the way employees feel about the work they do, the values they believe in, where they see the company going, and what the company does to get there. Now, employee competencies, they are a list of skills and behaviors that are specific and well defined and are used to lay out the company's performance, expectations for a job, and the culture of a company as a whole. Employee competency can be used in a variety of ways. Next, the third one, the value system of a company. It is the process of value producing activities involved in production and delivering of an offering. Finally, the fourth one, the philosophy of a business. It considers the fundamental principles that underlie the formation and operation of a business enterprise, the nature and purpose of a business, and the moral obligation that pertain to it. A usual and frequently discussed matter with great concern among our entrepreneur friends, irrespective of the size of the business they handle. That is, our staff over a period of time learns work, gains our confidence, and then leave for other opportunities. This is natural. But sometimes, after a few months, they return back to us, realizing that our firm respected them and nurtured them better than their previous job. So, in cases like this, if they do come back and we have a vacancy for the said post, is it advisable to hire them back just because their work was efficient? Or should we let them off for breaching the trust? Pertaining to this question, let me tell, culture of a company and competence of the people are two value systems and philosophy of building business. Culture of a company is built through stories and events and experiences happening in our company. So, we need to ask ourselves what kind of culture we want to develop, we want to build in our company in the long run. And our decisions must send out the right message in accordance with the culture we want to develop. To figure out an answer to this question, a business owner must validate his value system and philosophy of building his business. If culture of the company is put first, when the person is let off for breaching the trust, the message sent to rest of the team is to know that, hey, the world is not pretty as it looks outside. And you are protected, you are cared for, you are nurtured, you are respected, and you are given the opportunity to learn and grow in our workplace. And the company and workplace cannot be taken as granted. When the person is hired back, the message sent to the rest of the team is like saying, hey, you can go out there, you can explore, do whatever you want. And if the world doesn't treat you the way you want to be treated, then we are waiting for you with open arms. This metaphor is a big risk if it happens frequently, because the message sent becomes a acceptable norm for the rest of the team members. As a business owner, I have taken both the decisions. Even I value the culture of my company ahead of competence of my people. I take decisions situationally. To be precise, let me explain a peculiarity of my business. In my industry, my blue collar staff can be differentiated into four based on their technical skill. The first one, the machine operators. They can be hired and easily trained. They cannot force stop any activity in my business. The second one is the fitters. They can be hired but little difficult to train them. But we can train them. They also cannot force stop any activity in my industry. The third one is modern carpenters. They can be easily hired but very difficult to train, and they can force stop some of the activities in my industry. The fourth one is the layman carpenters. They cannot be hired, they cannot be trained, and they can force stop major activity in my business, in my industry. If the person coming back falls under the third or fourth category, I hire him because only to avoid force stop of some activity in my industry. This had happened to me in the rarest of the rare because I am proactive to such happenings. I have had very few of them. In most cases, they perform much better than they joined back since they joined back because they value our job than their previous job. Now, one of them is in a senior position, rendering his inestimable contribution to the growth of my company. In rare cases, I had to fire also. I don't have any regrets because my decision showed benefits rather than drawback to my company. So, when the temptation is very, very high to hire a particular person only because of his work efficiency, then the reality is that it sends a message to the rest of the team which is disproportionate from the kind of culture we want to develop in the company. From my own experience, it is the practical wisdom of an entrepreneur to dampen the adverse effect of this message and keep the entire team to focus on the kind of culture we embrace in the company. There is no other way out. From my point of view, I can say three things a promising entrepreneur must follow. The first one, the culture of the company must be put ahead of the competence of the people. Second one, hire back only if the business is seriously affected, and it's the responsibility of the business owner to keep his business away from this kind of trap. If at all hiring back is situationally unavoidable, be equipped with a custom-made mechanism to nullify the adverse effect of the message sent. Hi dear viewers, if my view resonates to your value system and philosophy of building your business, then do the same. If not, feel free to negate it and do what suits to your value system and philosophy. Hi, this is Joy. If you like this video, subscribe, press the bell button and share. Hope to see you soon with yet another business experience. Till then, stay safe and happy.